Hey everybody, this is Kenny Cummins here, and thank you everyone for giving this podcast an listen. I'm very excited to be joined with my guest at this time, a singer-songwriter all the way from the state of Texas. She goes by the name of Heather Nikole Harper. How's it going there, Heather?
Going good.
I want to thank you for taking this time and doing this interview. I appreciate it.
Sure.
So, just to clarify some things, Nicole spelled a little different from the usual Nicole. You got a K in Nicole. So, just thought I'd put that out there. Uh, so, how did you get starting into music?
Well, I got started into music when I was really young because my family, pretty much everyone in my family, is involved with playing some kind of instrument or singing and involved with church. And so I believe my first place I started singing was at church. And then my mom was a performer, and I got to perform on stage with her at the age of 10. And at that point, that's when I knew that's what I wanted to do.
So, when you performed with your mom, um, at a very young age, what was that whole experience like? Um, which pretty much led into, this is something I could see myself doing in the long run. What was that experience like performing with mom at a young age?
Well, of course, I was very nervous. I mean, I had to build up my confidence for many years. And up until, I mean, here the past decade, and performing with my mom, just seeing her up there on the stage and songwriting and everything, I just saw how much she enjoyed it. And I was able to enjoy that passion with her and now getting to do it on my own. So she's definitely my inspiration for really wanting to get involved with music, besides my family, of course.
So you have a single that came out earlier this year.
Hmm.
It's entitled "Shouldn't Have Fallen," and it came
Yes.
out as of February this year. It's been an independent film in Sincere Twins, which is expected to be released in the fall. Later this year, early 2020 on Netflix, and even on the BET networks, as well as
Yes.
selected theaters. But let's talk about the song in particular. What was it like writing the song, and what's it all about?
Well, I actually wrote that song. I started writing it back in high school. I mean, that was 11 years ago for me. And I finally had finished it here a few years back, and I remember when I first played it for my parents, like, that song's going to be a hit. And it ended up immediately getting picked out for a movie right after my music video came out. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's awesome to see your song come to life and for other people to enjoy it.
It's definitely one thing to hear your song through radio stations, streaming platforms, things like that. Get your music to many ears as possible. But now
Right.
for this to be heard on a film, and you seeing movie companies and networks, TV networks saying we can use this song for something. What was the first reaction when you heard that this song was going to end up on this film?
Oh, I was really excited. This is my first film to have a song featured in. And I remember I got to go to the movie premiere, and I was just so excited, and everybody that was there supporting me was clapping. And it was just a really overwhelming experience, and I was definitely excited to hear that.
That's awesome. So, Shouldn't Have Fallen is available on all digital music platforms.
Hmm.
And while you stream it, put it on repeat, spread the word about it. You can keep an eye on it being featured on Insincere Twins. That's going to be coming out later this year. It's going to be on Netflix as well. So you can go to Heather's website for more details on that. That's HeatherHarperMusic.com. That's HeatherHarperMusic.com. So not only are you a solo artist, but you are a part of an all-female front band. And I've heard of you through a fellow bandmate of yours. She's from my neck of the woods. I think you might.
Kristen?
Yeah. Yeah, you beat me to the punch in there. Yeah, I haven't even.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even gotten to interview her yet, but I definitely will in the future. So it's Christian, it's Amanda, and you're part of a band called the Highway Woman, not to be confused from the High Woman, which has Brandon Carlisle, Marine Wars, and a couple of familiar faces. So, how the Highway Woman got together? How did y'all end up joining forces and say, "Hey, we're doing music individually, but I think we could do some incredible music together"? How did that came about?
Well, the Highway Women actually established before the High Women. We have been around since 2016, fluctuating between members. But this time, I think us group of girls have been around for about a year now, I want to say. And we've just been really, really working hard and rehearsing to go on tour next year of 2020. So definitely be looking out for those tour dates to come out later this year on their website at highwaywomen.com. And we will be all around the U.S., so we won't be just staying in one spot. We'll be going all over the U.S. touring. And it's really amazing how we got together, and it was just like we've already been rehearsing together for years. And everything just clicked really well with us. And I already knew Amanda. I've known her because she's originally from Texas, but now she lives in Nashville. But it's really cool. I've never been in a group before, so this is the first for me, and I just felt that it was something cool to go and experience besides my solo career and get that experience behind me. So
that's awesome. It's good to see, obviously collaborations is always good when, you have some things in common and y'all can see each other doing music together. So that's always a good thing. And, obviously, being part of a band, being part of a group, takes a lot of chemistry, takes a lot of hard work, and takes a lot of sacrifice here and there. Obviously, I've heard of Christian for a couple of months, and then I've found out about this band that y'all doing, and I find it pretty cool. And to Miss Christian in particular, since y'all gonna be going on tour together, it would be nice y'all bring this tour to her neck of the woods in Kentucky, so I can see it up close myself. I'm just saying. So I know
you never know.
So, I know y'all in the early stages of planning the tour, but I just thought I put my 2 cents in there. I'm just saying. So with this band, with this tour, as we approach the fall season, you already have things lined up, as far as shows and everything. From your side of things, because I noticed you got some upcoming shows. Talk about those shows that you have coming up and where can they be seeing you perform?
Well, the next show I have coming up will be this Friday. It's really going to be there's several other artists at this event, and it's going to be at the Fort Worth Stockyard Station. It's right next door to Billy Bob's Texas. And it's pretty much it's a whole weekend of Texas Country Music Association Music Awards. They're just doing a whole event the entire weekend Friday's event is different. It's kind of unique. It's an artist and autograph fan mixer event. It's a free event for the public. Anybody can come out. It's from 4 to 8. I'll be performing with another artist from 4:30 to 5. Everybody has their own time slots, and then I've got my own booth the whole time from 4 to 8. So if anybody wants to stop by and get some merch or an autograph, they're more than welcome to do that. From 4 to 8 o'clock, I'll be there. And if they have some other favorite artists that they might see that's there, they're more than welcome to stop by and say hello to them too. And so that's what's going on Friday. And then Saturday, my full band and I will be at the East Texas State Fair in Tyler, Texas from 3 to 4:45 on the community stage. And then Aaron Watson will be performing later that night. So that's pretty much what's going on this weekend.
So with, from your side of things, you perform a variety of, you know, genres, from classic rock to blues to country to 90s music and some pop music as well. So you got some versatility on your part, which is pretty cool. And, you put your southern spin on some well-known songs, in which I like it when artists can put their own spins on hit songs. That's pretty cool. That's, I support local music out here in Kentucky. I support Christian, so that's pretty awesome. I didn't get to ask you this earlier, but you talked about getting started. But in addition to your mom, who else out there are like some of your musical influences, those that inspire you as an artist?
Well, it's pretty much like I tell anyone that asks me that question. I don't really have one artist because I have many. Because I guess what I'm trying to say is I grew up listening to all kinds of music, all different types of genres, and I think that's what inspired me the most, to want to be different and play different genres and not stick with one. So if I had to throw out some names for country, my biggest influence back then was Martina McBride, and then classic rock I loved like Tom Petty, and then for blues I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I could name several people that have influenced me over the years to get that mix of that variety of what I love to do now, even as a songwriter and recording artist independently.
That's cool. I like that. So anyone out there, that wants to get started as an artist, wants to make this a career of sorts, what would your advice be to all the inspiring artists out there?
Well, most importantly, you just got to go out there and do it. I mean, you don't know if you don't try. And sometimes you're going to have to probably do for free. You can't always expect to get paid. I know a lot of beginners think, I'm going to go get booked at a venue, I'm going to get paid. You can't always expect that every time doing the show and getting booked. That's what I mean, like by going out there and just doing it. You just got to go out there and do it. Any opportunity you get, take it, but make sure it's the right one for you.
That is very true. I noticed that from a lot of local artists, especially those that, getting started, not everybody's going to get paid fresh out the gate. You start small, you work your way up. Obviously, there's open mics. You can start with that. There might be an open mic here and there, or maybe a showcase of stuff. But you just got to know that you got to go with the process and see where it takes you. You just it takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon,
That's right.
not a sprint. So just enjoy the process and see where it takes you from there. Heather, it was so good to chat with you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Of
course.
And continued success with you as a solo artist. Continued success for you as a part of the band as well. For more info on Heather, you can check out her website at heatherharpermusic.com and go stream her song Shouldn't Have Fallen. That's available on all digital music platforms. Thanks again for your time, Heather.
Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone else for listening. Chilling with Jeff Kenny C's on Saturdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TMV Cafe. For Heather, this is Kenny. Thank you everyone for listening.